Well, after about 12, 13 years of producing videos on YouTube, this is my 500th video. And I kind of always thought in the back of my mind when I reached a big milestone like this that I would be doing a big celebration on my 500th video. And it's still going to be that a little bit, but unfortunately the tone really changed here last week when Google completely throttled my YouTube channel again for the third time in 4 years. So I'm a pretty positive guy, and I don't want to be negative, but there's some reality here that we have to deal with, and I want to talk to you about it a little bit. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you what this is going to look like going forward. And I know a lot of you people that are subscribers and longtime followers are very interested in this, and so let's get right to it. So I think I uploaded my first YouTube video about 12 or 13 years ago. I just didn't really take it seriously until about 5 or 6 years ago when I really decided to try to grow this channel and make something of it, really help people to be more successful in their hunting and so forth. And so I've been pretty serious about this for about 5 years and been uploading a lot of content, try to engage with people and answer your questions and and read your comments and so forth. And it's all important to me, and it's a lot of work. I've come to a point where I've got some decisions to make, I guess, and I've made these decisions and I'm going to tell you about them. But let's go back a little bit to what I said a minute ago about the YouTube channel being throttled. And here is the problem with hunting channels. There are a lot of anti-hunters out there, and there's a lot of people that don't understand hunting. And fortunately and unfortunately, YouTube is worldwide. And when I put a video up of a deer being shot or a bear being shot, there's somebody in Europe somewhere that sees that video and goes, "Oh my gosh, bears are almost extinct. What are you doing killing them?" And they report the video. And so my videos get reported quite a bit. Usually nothing comes out of it. Sometimes I get videos that get taken down or demonetized, but I usually can file something with YouTube and get it put back up if someone understands that black bears and white-tailed deer and the things that we hunt are important parts of our culture, and they're abundant, and they understand basic conservation issues. But ever so often you run across somebody who just, like some purple-haired girl in a high-rise in Seattle, who has power to just chop me off at the knees. And it happened again last week for the third time. And here's the YouTube channel just builds, and I keep putting up content and encouraging people to subscribe, and everything gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then bam, they just chop me off. And last week it happened again, and I went from averaging about 1,800 views per hour during the day and 800 to 1,000 views per hour during the night. And it was going good, and the channel's been growing. I'm up to about almost 33,000 subscribers. And then one day last week, whack, it got cut off again. And you can see by this graph where it went from 1,800 views an hour to about 200 views an hour. YouTube will always tell you that everything is a function of the algorithm, but I can tell you that there is no way that the algorithm just shut my channel down. So I've been dealing with this, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's no recourse, and it's very frustrating, but I've been able to overcome it in the past, and I'll overcome it this time. And so I just wanted to tell you about that. And when this happens, your first reaction is, you know what, why bother? It's just so much extra work to film these hunts and do these videos. I got quite a bit of money wrapped up in decent quality cameras, and when I go hunting, some days I'd like to just go hunting instead of carrying a big camera arm in my backpack and hooking it to the tree when I'm bear hunting and filming all this stuff, and then the hours that I spend videoing it and stuff like that. It's just so much work for so little return, and I just feel like right now I'm sort of at a tipping point. And to help you understand a little bit that I do have sponsors who are very good to me. I believe I'm valuable to them. They help pay the way to do this. I mean, for what little income I get off of YouTube itself, I would not do this just for that. But it's the vehicle that I have to prove to my sponsors that I have value. So when you go out and buy some of the products that I use, it helps everybody. It helps the channel, it helps me personally to pay my mortgage, of course, and it keeps me going. So always keep that in mind. The sponsors that have been loyal to me, and I've been very loyal to them, but I'm also getting older, and you know, sponsors always have this sort of balance between they've got young people coming up that are good communicators and have good personalities. They got people like me who are knowledgeable and experienced and so forth, but there's pretty girls who hunt that attract a lot of eyeballs, and you got people like me who are old fat bald guys, okay? Sponsors have a balance to keep. They want to keep their customers, they want to attract new customers, and sometimes it's really easy to put your advertising marketing budget into the glitter rather than people like me, and so that's a battle that I'm always fighting. I hope that I can keep going what I've got going, because it's really honestly what's keeping this channel alive. So keep that in mind when you hear me talk about the companies that I work with. You might feel like I'm pushing stuff on you, but honestly that's why there's this channel. So you know, really appreciate it if you always kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Where do I go from here? 500 videos, just under 33,000 subscribers. Like I said, I'm at a tipping point where I finally just decided that I've got to make a difficult decision. Am I going to continue this? And you saw, I hope the thumbnail for this video where it said, "Should I quit?" is not a little too clickbaity, but that's frankly what works is clickbait, unfortunately. So I have several options. I can set up a Patreon account where people actually pay to see specific videos, which I really don't want to do. I can set up, like they have different super fans and things like this, where people can actually donate money and pay to get special privileges and so forth, be mentioned in the video or whatever. And there's a lot of different ways a guy can generate more income from YouTube. But I really don't like all of that. I really want to just, my passion is to hunt and fish and to help people be better hunters, deer hunters, bear hunters, whatever. That's what drives me more so than the, you know, trying to make a full-time living at this, which I probably never will. But the reality is, even if you're being driven by something that's a good motivator, you still have to pay the bills. So it all comes down to that. So here's what I've decided to do. I am going to just really pour the coals to this YouTube channel for 1 year. And if I don't feel better about it at the end of another year, if it hasn't had significant growth, and if I don't get chopped off at the knees by YouTube again, I want to keep doing this, but I have to justify it. And so I hope you understand that. For the next year, I'm going to continue to provide good content and hopefully more content. I'm looking for new ways. I might have to branch out a little bit. I've been pretty hyper-focused on the things that I do on this channel. I might have to do some things a little bit wider and to try to get more views and so forth and more subscribers. I want to hear from you. I really want to hear your feedback in the comment section below. I need to hear, what do you like? What don't you normally watch the whole video? What I want to hear is, what do you think? What do you want to see? What do you like and don't like? And what works for you? What's your suggestions? What would help this channel grow, you know? So in conclusion here, I want to say one really important thing. And that is, I really appreciate you, the viewer and the subscriber, and you have helped me do things I love doing that I wouldn't ordinarily been able to do. And I'm really, really grateful for that. And I really do appreciate the people who comment and they give me encouraging words. And I don't say it often enough, but I really, really do value you guys out there that are watching this. And you've helped me be able to do things that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to do, and bring them to you and share them to you. And we're going to keep doing them, and hopefully it keeps growing, and we're going to come back about this time next year and maybe have a 600th video coming up here before too long, and we'll have a lot more positive attitude. So thanks for sitting there listening to me. I just been yammering, but I really appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next video.